Hello everyone, and welcome to tonight's opening playoff game here in the Delco League quarterfinals between Chester and Aston Valley. Thanks for tuning in. Glad you could join us. It is a hot night here at Sun Valley High School, Jim Buggy Memorial Field. Apologize in advance. You can hear the air conditioner and the fan going in the background. Otherwise, I don't think the equipment would last, much less me, but a steamy day in the Philadelphia area for the first day of the Delco League playoffs. Aston Valley hosting Chester tonight. In the other series, Narberth playing host to Springfield. Tomorrow night, Game 2, Aston Valley will head to Chester, and if necessary, they'll be back here Thursday night. In the other series, Games 2 and 3, again, Game 3 if necessary, will both be at Springfield. Some field conflicts led to tonight's game being played in Narberth instead of Game 2. We will have a broadcast for you hopefully tomorrow night from Springfield as the Aston Valley Knights take the field. So get ready to start this one off a few minutes after the assigned time of 5:45. Games getting started a little earlier as the amount of daylight starts to wane. A great facility here at Sun Valley High School, natural grass, dirt around the infield, the pitcher's mound and home plate. A lot of space in the outfield, a pretty deep fence, especially out towards center field. On the mound for Aston Valley tonight is right-hander Chris Murphy. And the Chester lineup, he will face center fielder Edwin Lee, the left fielder Patrick Warrington, right fielder Langston Livingston, shortstop Luke Gabrish, first baseman Bobby Williams, third baseman Patrick Campbell, second baseman Stephen Cornog, the designated hitter Nick Knowles, and catcher Brian Protesto, 1 through 9, here in Game 1 of the Delco League quarterfinals. The final warm-up pitches in now for Murphy. Now to bring up the first batter of the ball game, the center fielder Edwin Lee, leading it off for Chester. Chester, the 5th seed, had a nice run in the middle of the season in order to clinch a playoff spot in the late going. Murphy kicks the dirt around. He comes set at the rubber. He winds and fires. First pitch, 5:50 p.m. is swung on and missed, and we're underway. It'll be Lee, Warrington, and Livingston to start this one. The 0-1 fouled off the backstop. We got a concession stand open underneath us. And if you're standing at that concession stand, that foul ball is probably pretty frightening as it's right behind home plate. Murphy winds the 0-2. Off speed is high, 1-2. Murphy shakes off his catcher, Matt Domian. Winds the 1-2. Up and away, 2-2. Quickly around the infield, Sean Haught is at first base, Jared Carney at second, Marshall Autry at third, shortstop Brett Lesher. In left center and right, it's Roman Tazi, Shane Kelleher, and Quentin Ivey for Aston Valley. The 2-2 swung on and missed at the high heat. Edwin Lee is down on strikes to start this one off. That will bring up Patrick Warrington. First pitch to him. It's taken for a called strike. Murphy winds, swung on and missed, 0-2. Quickly out in front of both hitters. The 0-2, fouled back. Was fouled back off the fence right in front of the seat I was sitting in about 20 minutes ago. So how do I not move to my broadcast vantage point? That would have been that would have been quite the frightening pitch. The 0-2 is taken low. Domian has it squirt between his legs. So 1-2 the count with Langston Livingston on deck. It's the first of a best of three. Wayne, the regular season champions and top seed. Upper Darby earns the second bye, as 6 of the 7 Delco League squads made the playoffs. Marple Newtown had a chance as Warrington taps that back to the mound. Murphy over to first in plenty of time. And there's 2 down. Marple Newtown finished 7th. They topped Chester on Saturday in their season finale, and that forced Narberth to win against these Aston Valley Knights on Sunday, and they did, to get into the playoffs in that 6th spot. And they are taking on 3rd seed Springfield in the other quarterfinal series. Murphy's first pitch to the left-handed Livingston is up and in for ball 1. The 0-1 swung on and missed, 0-2. Rather 1-1, I should say. Murphy winds is 1-1. It's taken low. Livingston ahead in the count. Luke Gabrish, the shortstop, waits on deck. Two-one, swung on and missed. Count 2-2. 2 outs, nobody on, nobody in here in the top half of the first between Chester and Aston Valley. Murphy kicks and delivers. That one is fouled off out of play down the left side. Another 2-2 on its way. That one's outside, so the count goes full to Livingston at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Wind up and the pitch inside. Langston Livingston draws a 2-out walk. So the shortstop, Luke Gabrish, will step in. Takes the first pitch high. First baseman Bobby Williams waits on deck. Livingston leads off of first. Murphy from the stretch. The 1-0 shot towards second. It's fielded by Carney over to first in time, and that'll retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Chester leaves one. We're through a half inning. It's Chester nothing. Aston Valley coming to bat. You're listening to the Delco League quarterfinals on delcoleague.com. Back here for the bottom half of the first inning, Aston Valley coming to the plate. No score between the Knights and Chester here in Game 1 of the Delco League quarterfinals. Matt Domian leads it off. The Aston Valley catcher against Justin Brooks, the right-hander, on the mound for Chester. First pitch from Brooks hit on the ground towards short. Luke Gabrus scoops it up over to first. One pitch, one out for Justin Brooks here in the first. I'll bring up Jared Carney, second baseman batting in the 2-hole. Quentin Ivey, the right fielder, waits on deck. Batting fourth is the first baseman, Sean Haught. Marshall Autry plays third. He bats fifth as Carney takes low and away. Aiden Duda, the designated hitter, bats sixth. In the seventh spot, it's the shortstop, Brett Lesher. Shane Kelleher plays center field. He bats eighth. And Roman Tazi, the left fielder, bats ninth. And that is the Aston Valley lineup. Pitches in for a strike. It's 1-1. The Knights in their white pants, dark socks, black tops with orange trim around the black numbers and black Knights lettering. Carney swings and misses. Chester in all white with the sleeveless jersey tops over the black t-shirts. See some black socks out there as well. The black and orange lettering. Two teams with similar color schemes. Meeting up here in the quarterfinals as Carney fouls one off. Count 1-2. One down here in the bottom half of the first inning. Carney takes a called third strike. He doesn't like it. As I often say, very rarely do you find a batter who does. So 2 up, 2 down. I'm going to bring up Quentin Ivey. Right-handed hitting right fielder. First pitch from Brooks. It's on the outside corner, called strike. Pitch is low. And there's a called strike. We got our correspondent in Narberth. It's like half an inning into that one, it's 3-0 in favor of Springfield. That one has popped up out towards second base. The second baseman, Stephen Cornog, is under it, and he makes the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs since there's none left. We'll go to the top of the second with no score. Here from Sun Valley High School, you're listening to the Delco League quarterfinals on DelcoLeague.com. Top half of the second inning. Chester and Aston Valley, no score. First pitch to Bobby Williams in for a called strike. 5-6-7. Bobby Williams, Patrick Campbell, and Stephen Cornog due up here in the top half of inning number 2. And that pitch seems like it nicks Williams on the way in. He was a lot more sure of that than anybody else. So a leadoff base runner for Chester. So that brings up Campbell. Squares to bunt. Doesn't pull it back. Doesn't make contact. So nothing in 1 the count. Lays down a nice bunt. The pitcher Murphy fields it. Easy toss over to first. So Williams moves up on the play, and there's 1 down. So man in scoring position for Stephen Cornog, the Chester second baseman. Caught the pop-up to end the bottom half of the first inning as Matt Domian is out to chat with Chris Murphy. Murphy from the stretch eyes the runner at second. A healthy lead for Williams. They're not holding him. First pitch swinging. It's Cornog. He pops it up foul. The 0-2, or rather the 0-1, is in for a called strike. Now it's 0-2. Nick Knowles, the designated hitter, waits on deck. Murphy comes home with it, swung on and missed. Cornog is a strikeout victim, second of the night for Murphy, 2 down here in the second. So Nick Knowles steps in. He's got a man in scoring position with 2 outs. Taps that one foul off the plate. Catcher Brian Protesto waits on deck. The 0-1. Swung on and missed. Knowles swinging for the fences. He just needs to get a base hit with 2 down. That should have a good chance to score. Bobby Williams out at second. The pitch. Taken for a called strike. Knowles goes down looking. So a leadoff hit batter followed by a sac bunt, but then back-to-back strikeouts gets Chris Murphy out of the mini jam. No runs, hits, errors. They leave 1. We go to the home half of the second. No score. Here from Buggy Field, this is the Delco League quarterfinals on DelcoLeague.com. Back here for the home half of the second, 4-5-6 due up for Aston Valley. Sean Haught, Marshall Autry, and Aiden Duda. Justin Brooks. We did not go through the Chester defensive lineup. Brooks on the mound throwing to catcher Brian Protesto. At first base, it's Bobby Williams. Stephen Cornog at second. Patrick Campbell at third. Luke Gabrish, the shortstop. His first pitch swinging and missing is Haught. And then left center and right, it's Patrick Warrington, Edwin Lee, and Langston Livingston. 0-1 the count to Sean Haught. He takes one low, 1-1. No score here at Sun Valley High School's Jim Buggy Memorial Field, but one inning down at Narberth Playground. It's 3-1 in favor of Springfield as Haught takes a called strike. A 3-run home run inside the park variety, although out at Narberth Playground, most of those home runs are the inside the park variety. Haught fouls one off. In the top half of the first for the Colonials, the Mudcats get one back on a triple and a sac fly in the bottom of the first. It's 3-1 there after one. Here in the bottom of the second, no score. Pitch is outside. Haught pops one up to right. Livingston moves to his right at first, now back to his left, and he'll make the catch for out number one. Swin steps third baseman Marshall Autry, who, just like Sean Haught, is wearing number 14. That won't get confusing at all. He takes a called strike. Just catching the outside corner is Justin Brooks, working quickly and quickly ahead of Marshall Autry, 0-2. That one's a little bit outside. Called third strike. Autry goes down looking. Second strikeout of the night for Brooks. Both of them of the backwards K variety. So Aiden Duda steps in. First pitch in the dirt, 1-0. The shortstop, Brett Lesher, is on deck, should Duda get aboard. He takes a called strike to even the count at 1-1. Just misses low. That one is hit a long way out towards left center. That will drop in for a base hit. Coming around first hard is Duda. He's going to dive into second base and he'll earn himself a double. It's the first hit of the ball game for either team. And the first base runner for the Knights here with 2 outs in the second. I mentioned earlier, it seems like a lot of outfield here at Buggy Field. And Lee, the center fielder, and Warrington, the left fielder, both playing fairly straight away. Neither able to get to it. It bounced up in front of Lee. It held up for quite a while, and Duda coming out of the box hard at his home field. He probably had an idea of how that play was going to go, going hard to second the whole way, as Brett Lesher takes a strike, 0-1. Brooks out of the stretch for the first time. He kicks on the outside corner. 0-2. So again, getting ahead of these Aston Valley hitters is Justin Brooks, but there's a man in scoring position now for Lesher. The 0-2. On the outside corner, another called third strike. There have been 5 strikeouts in the ball game. The last 3 of them all looking. No runs. There was 1 hit. No errors, and they leave one. We're through 2 full here at Buggy Field. Chester, nothing. Aston Valley, nothing. This is the Delco League quarterfinals here on DelcoLeague.com. Top half of the third inning, 9-1-2, due up for Chester. Brian Protesto, the catcher, leads off. First pitch swinging, fouls it off down the third base side. Left-handed hitting catcher for Chester. No score here in the top of the third. The 0-1 taken for a called strike, 0-2. We mentioned the other series going on, Springfield and Narberth. Instead of playing 1-1-1 for the home games, they're playing 1 at Narberth and then 2 at Springfield, as Protesto holds up on the high pitch. Can't really appeal that one as he's a left-handed hitter. They go down the first baseline to the other umpire. You will not ever get that call. Looked like he held up anyway, so 1-2 the count. Chris Murphy kicks upstairs, 2-2. But in this series, they will alternate home and away. So if Aston can win its home game, they'll have 2 cracks at winning the series. Chester can steal home field advantage, of course, with a win tonight. But in the other series, it's kind of important for Narberth to come out and get that win tonight at home, as they have to play the next 2 on the road, and Protesto takes down in by around his ankles. Count goes full. So if Springfield is able to hang on and get that win at Narberth and they lead it early, that gives them 2 shots at home to win the series. 3-2 pitch, swung on and ripped foul. We'll do it again. And as the 3 seed, if they win and advance to the next round, they'll head to Upper Darby for the semifinals, set to kick off this weekend. And that would send the winner of this series to meet Wayne. 3-2 pitch. Called third strike. Protesto thought it was inside. Another strikeout looking in the books. 4 strikeouts for Chris Murphy out of the 7 outs he's recorded, 1 down. Now, if Narberth is able to win that series, that would set up another Narberth-Wayne playoff series, except this time, instead of meeting in the finals, as they have in 3 of the past 5 seasons, they would meet in the semifinals. First pitch swinging is Lee, can't hold up, 0-1. He struck out to start the game. Bats from the left side. Chris Murphy set at the letters, winds and fires. Lee swings, pops it up. It's down the third base side to foul. So 0-2 the count with Patrick Warrington on deck. Chester manager Dan McShane coaching third base. Jared Carney in the player manager role out at second base for Aston. Lee swings, rips that one into right field. That's a base hit. That one's going to go all the way to the fence. Ivy trots over to get it. Throw in, not in time. Lee with a stand-up double. First hit of the game for the visitors. And they've got a runner in scoring position with one out. Just like they did in the second, they'll look to cash in with the top of the order at the plate. Patrick Warrington grounded out to the mound his first time up. This time he's got Edwin Lee at second. A little more respect for him as a base runner than there was for Bobby Williams, as Lesher, the shortstop, a little closer to second base. First pitch, outside, ball one. The 1-0, swung on and missed, 1-1. Langston Livingston on deck for Chester. Third half inning in a row now with a runner at second base for one of the teams. Nobody able to cash in yet, and time is called. There's the 1-1 on the outside corner. Warrington looks up to the heavens. The ultimate batter's despair. 1-2 the count. The pitch. Poked foul down the first base side. So Warrington stays alive. As I mentioned, a steamy one here in Aston. A couple of hot days across the Delaware Valley. Just about August. Where has summer gone? Swung on, hit back to the mound once again. Warrington grounding out to the pitcher for the second time. On the throw, Lee heads over to third base. So no sacrifice for Warrington, but basically the same effect. So Lee ends up at third with 2 outs. So Langston Livingston will look to get aboard and bring him home for the first run of the ball game. Livingston walked his first time up. First pitch, swung on and missed. Swung on and missed once again. 0-2 the count to Langston Livingston. Edwin Lee at third. 2 outs here in the top half of the third inning. No score between Aston Valley and Chester in Game 1 of the best-of-3 quarterfinals. Livingston takes that one inside, 1-2. Should he get aboard, Luke Gabrish waits on deck. The 1-2. On the outside corner. Home plate umpire loving that pitch today. The batters, not so much. Another strikeout for Chris Murphy, his 5th through 3 innings. No runs, 1 hit. No errors. Chester leaves 1 through 2.5. Aston Valley nothing, Chester nothing. You're listening to Playoff Baseball here on DelcoLeague.com. Home half of the 3rd inning. No score between Chester and Aston Valley. Center fielder Shane Kelleher leads it off. He'll be followed by the left fielder Roman Tazzi, and then the top of the order in Matt Domian. First pitch from Justin Brooks. Hit on the ground, foul down the third base side. Breaking ball high, 1-1. Kelleher with his first at-bat of the ball game. Bit of a pitcher's duel early here at Buggy Field. 1-1. Fouled back. One-two pitch. Hit in the air out towards center. Lee stumbles, but fouls it into left center, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. So that'll bring up Roman Tazzi. Takes the first pitch for a ball. The left fielder batting from the left side. On the outside corner, 1-1. Mentioned that this is the 4-5 series. Aston Valley with the 4 seed. Tazzi takes strike 2. Chester the 5th seed. Aston Valley, though, finishes 4 points behind Springfield and 8 points ahead of Chester. Swung on and nubbed foul. The Knights 12-12 on the year, 5-5 in their last 10. Scored 99 runs, conceded 94. So about as middle of the road as you can get over the course of a season. It's Tozzi swings and misses. Strikeout number 4 for Justin Brooks. So Matt Domian steps up, grounded out to short his first time up. Called strike to Domian. Chester 9-14-1 on the year. That's quickly 0-2 to Domian. Chester, 85 runs scored, the fewest in the Delco League this season. The pitch is low. So 1-2 the count to Domi, and Jared Carney waits on deck should the inning continue. Well outside, 2-2. The pitch hit on the ground towards third. Scooped up, and the throw over to first is high from Patrick Campbell, but Bobby Williams leaps, snags it, gets down in time to get the out. 3 up, 3 down once again for Justin Brooks. No runs, hits, errors, none left. We're through 3 full. Still 0-0. This is the Delco League playoffs on DelcoLeague.com. First pitch swinging, Luke Gabrish hits it right back to Chris Murphy. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top half of the 4th inning for Chris Murphy and the Aston Valley Knights. No score in the top of the 4th for Chester. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 3 left on base for Aston Valley. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on base. Bobby Williams steps in. He was hit by a pitch his first time up. Takes the first pitch for a called strike. The 0-1. That one's outside, snagged nicely by Domian. Williams takes a called strike. A 1-2 outside. It's a 2-2 the count. Just missing is that one, up and away. So Williams works the count full. Third time tonight, Murphy has gone 3-2 on a hitter. Again, no score here in the top half of the fourth inning. The pitch. That one is taken, and Williams runs up the first base line. Matt Domian holds the mitt there. No call, so a one-out walk for Williams. He's aboard for the second time without putting the ball in play. So Patrick Campbell, sacrifice bunt his first time up. See if they try it again with one out. He does it square. He swings, pops that one up to shallow left. Going back is the shortstop Lesher, and he's able to make the catch. So that's out number 2. And Williams will retreat back to first. So Stephen Cornog, a strikeout victim his first time up. 2 down in the top half of the fourth. Swings and misses at the first pitch. As we start to get through these middle innings, you start to figure teams may start to do what they can just to get a run. Because 1 or 2 might do it. Murphy from the stretch. The runner takes a big secondary lead. Call it strike, 0-2. The count's a Cornog. Nick Knowles waiting on deck should the inning continue. Oh-2 is high. Those of you tuning in tonight, again, thanks for joining us here for the first night of playoff action here on DelcoLeague.com. If you're listening through our YouTube stream, pop into the chat. Let us know where you're listening from, which team you support. And be sure to tune in again tomorrow night, live from Springfield. Called third strike, another strikeout for Chris Murphy. 6th of the ball game. The last 4 all on called third strikes. We're at the midpoint of this one. Still no score between Chester and Aston Valley. You're listening to the Delco League quarterfinals on DelcoLeague.com. Bottom half of the fourth inning. No score between Chester and Aston Valley. Jared Carney leading off for the Knights. First pitch swinging. Pops one down the right field line. Foul. It'll be Carney, Ivy, and Haught 2-3-4 due up against Chester's Justin Brooks. As a small delay as we get that foul ball out of the field. The Shadows have almost made their way out to second base. The 0-1 is inside. The left side of the field here is in shadow. A little bit of sun cracking through the trees. Right field, center field, and both the first and second baseman are in an unenviable position of trying to battle the sun. As Carney fouls one out of play, 1-2. Went down looking his first time up. Takes that one low and away, 2-2 the count. Through 7 half innings thus far, only one leadoff man, rather 2 leadoff men, both for Chester, have gotten aboard. There's a chopper to third. It's cut off well by Campbell. He throws out Carney on the run for the first out of the inning. So Brooks has been getting ahead of hitters, but more than that, he's been getting ahead of Aston Valley as a team. All 4 leadoff men have been retired by the right-hander, while Chester has stranded somebody in each inning. First pitch to Quentin Ivey is low and away for ball 1. Ivey popped out to second his first time up. No score between the visitors from Chester and the home team, the Aston Valley Knights. Popped up on the infield. Williams at first trotting in. It's the second baseman Cornog who gets it just on the edge of the infield grass. So another pop out to second for Ivey, and there's 2 down here in the 4th. Sean Haught flew out to right his first time up. Mentioned before, one of 2 number 14s. First pitch from Brooks. It's taken low, ball 1. The other number 14, Marshall Autry, the third baseman, waits on deck should the inning continue. There's another pop-up on the infield. Protesto right down that third base line. It's Campbell coming in. He'll catch it in fair territory, and that will retire the side. 7 in a row sent down by Justin Brooks. No runs, hits, errors, none left. We go to the 5th. Chester nothing. Aston Valley nothing. It's playoff baseball here on DelcoLeague.com. Top half of the 5th here at Sun Valley. No score between Aston Valley and Chester. First pitch to Nick Knowles. He's in for a called strike. It'll be Knowles, Protesto, and Lee. 8-9-1 due up here in the fifth. Our correspondent in Narberth tells us that Springfield has a 4-1 lead through 4 innings. As Knowles swings and misses, nothing and 2 the count. So Springfield in position to try and grab hold of the lead in that series as Knowles takes a called strike. He goes down looking for the second time. Says that pitch was below his knees. Still chatting with the home plate umpire. But the umpire is always going to win that argument as Knowles retreats to the dugout. He is retired for out number 1. First pitch swinging Brian Protesto. He misses, nothing in 1. Chris Murphy on the mound. Knowles was the 7th strikeout of the game for Murphy. Misses outside, 1-1. On the outside corner, Protesto knew it too. So 1-2 the count. He's had probably the best view of the strike zone of any of his teammates. Murphy winds the pitch. That's poked out towards left field, but foul. Got a smattering of fans up the left field line there on the gravel path leading to the parking lot just beyond the left field foul pole. Just about everybody in their own camping chairs, not using the bleachers. The 1-2 to Protesto. On the ground to third, fielded by Autry. Takes his time, throw to first in time, 2 away. That is the first ground ball to anyone other than Chris Murphy since Luke Gabrish grounded out to second to end the first inning. Murphy has been getting strikeouts, pop-ups, and weak ground balls right back to him. So Edwin Lee steps in, holder of the only hit of the game for Chester, takes it low and away. On the ground to third, so 2 in a row for the third baseman, Marshall Autry. That will retire the side. The first 1-2-3 inning of the game for Chris Murphy. And as dominant as he seems like he's been, Chester has had a base runner in each inning up until now. Midway through the 5th, still no score here at Buggy Field. This is the Delco League playoffs on DelcoLeague.com. Bottom of the 5th. Leading it off is Marshall Autry, 5-6-7. Autry due to Lesher, due up for Aston Valley. First pitch on the outside corner. Autry shakes his head. Justin Brooks on the mound for Chester. He and Chris Murphy in a pitcher's duel for the ages here. As Autry takes low. No score between the 4th-seeded Aston Valley Knights and the 5th-seeded Chester Ball Club. That one's outside. Another one outside. It's a 3-1 the count to Autry. Swung on and missed. So the count full to the Aston Valley third baseman. Went down looking his first time up. The pitch. Breaking ball popped up in foul territory down the right side. Will it stay in play? No. Clips the tree on the way down. So we'll do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Marshall Autry. The leadoff man here in the bottom half of the 5th inning as we just passed the hour mark in this one with no score. That one's hit in the air towards center. Edwin Lee backtracking as Autry throws his bat in frustration. He is retired for out number 1. Aiden Duda to the plate. He doubled to left center. More of a single that he legged into a double due to hustle. And as I said then, maybe a little bit of home field advantage with this big outfield, knowing how tough a play that would be. He swings at the first pitch. Pops that one up towards right field. Langston Livingston comes in. And he'll make the catch there for out number 2. So Brett Lesher, a strikeout victim, his first time up, will look to get aboard here with 2 down in the 5th. Takes the first pitch low and away for a ball. Stays ahead 2-0 in the count. On the ground to short. It takes a hop right over the head of Luke Gabrish. Nothing he could do about that one. After 9 in a row, retired by Justin Brooks. A single for Brett Lesher. Gabrish came in to field it. It hit the dirt and bounced. Hit the dirt and bounced right over his head into left center field. So a 2-out base runner, the first since the 2nd inning for Aston Valley. Shane Kelleher takes a called strike. So a man on base with 2 outs in the 5th. Just the 3rd hit of the ball game between the 2 teams. Pitches outside. Protesto fakes the throw down to first. Lesher gets back. Popped up foul. Out of play back behind our vantage point. So 1-2 the count to Kelleher. Brooks from the stretch for the first time in a while misses outside. That one's up and in, so now 3-2 the count. With 2 down, you imagine Lesher will be away with the pitch. There he goes. That one is chopped towards third. Campbell sits back on it. Throw to first. Dug out nicely by Williams. In time to retire Kelleher. No runs, just the 1 hit. No errors. They leave 1. 5 in the books here from Buggy Field. No score between Chester and Aston Valley. This is Playoff Baseball live on DelcoLeague.com. Pitching change for Aston Valley here in the top half of the 6th. It appears right-hander Jacob Stretch is on the mound. His first pitch to Patrick Warrington is taken for ball 1. It'll be Warrington, Livingston, and Gabrish 2-3-4 to bat for Chester here in the 6th against Stretch, working from the wind-up, the 1-0. Swung on and missed, 1-1. No score here at Buggy Field. An update, though, from Narberth Playground through 5. Springfield leads at 6-1. They're looking to jump ahead of Narberth in that series. Swung on and missed, 1-2 the count to Warrington, 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts back to Chris Murphy. Finishes the game with no runs, just the 1 hit allowed as Warrington swings and misses and goes down on strikes. 7 strikeouts, a walk and a hit batter from Murphy. No runs, 1 hit, 4 left on base for Chester. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 left for Aston Valley. Brings up Livingston, walked and struck out so far tonight. Takes one outside for ball 1. That one is popped down the right field line. It's deep, but it's foul. That one is inside. Stretch from the windup. That one's fouled off the backstop. That is a phrase you don't hear all that often. Stretch from the windup. The pitch. That one's inside at the feet of Livingston. It looks like it may have gotten a piece of him because they're going to send him down to first base. So Livingston aboard for the second time tonight. He's a one-out base runner. Can run a little bit out there. So I'll bring up Luke Gabrish. Gabrish 0 for 2, grounded out to second, grounded out to first. He's got a runner aboard here with one down in the sixth of a scoreless ball game. He takes the first pitch low for ball one. A 1-0. Breaking ball gets into the strike zone. Count level at 1-1. That one swung on and missed, so 1-2 the count. Pitch fouled back. One-two pitch. Gaber stays alive. Stretch from the stretch this time. Pitch to Gabers, fouled off again. Now a throw over to first, Livingston back easily. One-two, chop over the head of Stretch, fielded by Carney at second. He steps on the bag for one, not in time to get Gabrish. He is safe at first on the fielder's choice. That ball almost fielded by Stretch. He may have slowed it down. Not sure if he actually made contact with it or not. And Carney kind of stumbled as he fielded it, but he was close enough to the bag. So now 2 down for Bobby Williams. Takes the first pitch for ball one. He was hit by a pitch in the second and walked in the fourth. So he has no official at-bats, but his on-base percentages improved tonight. Gabrish at first, the decent lead. Haught over at first, holding him on the bag. As Stretch comes home with it and he misses, it's 2-0. That one gets away from Domi, and Gabrish will head down to second. I believe the umpire called that a strike, a little bit of a late call. A passed ball for Domian will put Gabrish at second base. So the pitch from Stretch. Upstairs, 3-1 to Williams. Swung on and missed, so the count full now with 2 down here in the sixth. Luke Gabrish at second base. Bobby Williams at the plate. Swung on and ripped off the fencing behind home plate. That one is chopped back up the middle, fielded by Lesher. Throw over to first in time to get Williams, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. But Chester once again leaves one. They've stranded 5, 1 an inning, with the exception of the 5th, over the course of tonight's game. We go to the home half of the 6th. Both teams still looking for their first run of the night. You're listening to Playoff Baseball on DelcoLeague.com. (9-1-2) due up for Aston Valley here in the 6th inning. Not exactly sure what's going on right now. They were about to start the inning. I don't know if there was a ball or something in play, but Roman Tazi leads off. He's 0 for 1, struck out back in the 3rd. What is still a scoreless ball game here in the bottom of the 6th. Justin Brooks fires a called strike as Tazi squared to bunt and pulled it back. 4 strikeouts on the night for Brooks. 2 hits for the Knights. Breaking ball fouled off by Tazi, 0-2. It'll be Tazi followed by the top of the order, Matt Domian and Jared Carney, 9-1-2. Due up for the Knights here at their home yard. Tazi bats from the left side. The 0-2 pitch turns away, but looked like that one just missed. So 1-2. Brooks, the right-hander, doing something to his glove. Looks like it might have been a little out of sorts, but with the current climate in baseball, you don't want to be seen doing that to your gloves. Roman Tazi lucks out as he committed to the pitch. He held up a little too late, but Justin Brooks doesn't get the call from the home plate umpire, first base umpire, not in any position. Now that pitch is fouled off. 2-2 the count to Tazi. Probably should have been out on strikes. And Brooks takes a little bit of a walk around the mound to get set. From the windup, 2-2. That one's hit on the ground at first. Williams fields it. It's going to be a foot race to the bag. He barely gets in ahead of Tazi. A little bit more fleet of foot is the Aston Valley left fielder than the Chester first baseman. Although, to be fair, if you are an outfielder who is not more fleet of foot than a first baseman, you're not going to be an outfielder for very long. But Brooks didn't quite run to first, and his first pitch to Matt Domian is ripped down the left field line. It's going to get all the way into the corner. It's fielded well by Warrington, however. He's going to get it into second, but not in time. Domian slides in with a double. The third hit of the ball game for the Knights, and now a runner in scoring position with less than 2 out for Jared Carney. Carney 0 for 2, struck out looking in the first, grounded out to third in the fourth. He's got a man in scoring position. And as we're here in the sixth, the base hit could put the Knights 3 outs away from victory. As we are officially in the late innings here. Brooks from the stretch now, he spins. Nobody holding the runner. Domian at second, rather. Catching tonight, but he's also been known to play some third base, so don't look at it as a catcher on base, and clearly Brooks doesn't as he spins again. Cornog playing a little bit towards the bag at second. Now he'll take a few steps closer with Carney batting from the right side. Big hole on the left side for Carney, however. First pitch, and he hits it right over the head of Patrick Campbell into left field for a hit. Domian rounds third. The throw comes to the plate. It's offline. Carney will trot into second on the throw. We have our first run of the ball game. It's 1-0 Aston Valley on an RBI single by the player manager, Jared Carney. He hit that one just about the same way Domian did. Not quite as far down the line, not quite as hard, but over a leaping Patrick Campbell. Now Dan McShane's going to come out to the mound. Domian running hard all the way, never a doubt that he was going to score. So after 2 hits through 5 1/3, Aston Valley's got 2 hits in a row. And now there's going to be a conversation for Chester, but I didn't see anybody throwing before. So I don't know that they can really make a pitching change here. Brooks has been really, really good tonight. He's going to stay in the ball game for the time being. But at the same time, Chester now is going to be down to 3 outs to try to stay in this one. You know, they are the 5 seed. They are the lower seeded team. They will be playing at home tomorrow night. But the opportunity to steal one here at Aston, which they're going to have to do if they want to win the series. You know, if you can do it in game 1, that's fantastic. They had a chance, not able to get anybody past second base. And here Aston, as Carney takes a huge lead off a second, first pitch to Quentin Ivey in for a called strike. Aston strikes late, as they did in a game against Springfield, our first game of the week that we brought you about 3 weeks ago. That's popped up on the right side of the infield. In foul territory now is Protesto. He'll squeeze it for out number 2. Carney will stay where he is at second. And there are 2 away. So I'll bring up Sean Haught, 0 for 2. Cleanup man's got a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Carney should be able to score easily on a base hit. First pitch to Haught on the outside corner. Now Brooks spins around and Carney will walk back to second. Sun no longer a factor in the infield as Haught pops that one foul out of play. Livingston out in right is the only player on the field who is in the sun, and even there it's light sunlight. You might have to contend if a ball's hit in a specific spot, but seems like it won't be a factor as we head to the 7th. Pitch to Haught. Stays alive. A defensive swing pokes a foul off the facing of the Chester dugout. 0-2 the count. 2 down, a man on second, 1 run in. The first of the ball game here in the bottom half of the 6th. From the stretch, the pitch. That one is hit in the air towards right. Livingston now comes in on it, and he'll make the catch with the sunglasses down to retire the side. But Aston Valley breaks through. They get a run. They do it on 2 hits. The RBI single by Jared Carney, the fateful blow. And they leave 1. We go to the 7th. The Knights 3 outs away from a 1-0 lead in this series. This is playoff baseball on DelcoLeague.com. Top half of the 7th inning. Last chance for Chester. Patrick Campbell at the plate. Takes 2 balls, so he's ahead in the count 2-0. 1-0. Aston Valley leads it here. 3 outs away from a 1-0 lead in this best-of-3 quarterfinal series. That one, a check swing. It's in fair territory. Right up the line to Sean Hout. And that is 1 quick out. 3 unassisted in your scorebook. So that'll bring up Stephen Cornog. Cornog 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Chester needs a base runner. They've only got 2 outs to play with. Aston Valley got 1 in the bottom half of the 6th. First pitch swinging. First pitch missing is Stephen Cornog. Jacob Stretch on for his 2nd inning of work. Now the pitcher of record for the Knights. Swung on and missed, 0-2. There's a foul ball. So it got a piece of Domian's shin pads. Old school pitcher's duel ball game. It's been a great game so far. Chester hoping there's still something left in it as Cornog takes high. Nick Knowles waits on deck. Cornog stays alive, fouls one off. Pitch swung on and missed. Cornog goes down on strikes for the 3rd time tonight. 2 away in the 7th, and through the doors of the Last Chance Saloon walks Nick Knowles. Twice a strikeout victim of Chris Murphy himself. First pitch, taken for called strike. Should Knowles keep the game going, catcher Brian Protesto Waits on deck. Stretch winds the 0-1. That one is hit out towards left field on the line. It will drop in for a base hit. Now it'll skitter away from the left fielder. Roman Tazi knows a big turn around first, but he's going to stay there. Just the second hit of the game. For Chester. But that is the tying run. Matt Domian will head out to the mound to talk to Jacob Stretch. We're going to have a pinch runner. And we'll see if we can get an idea of who that is. Pinch runner is TK Saez. He's out there at first base. Brian Protesto, the catcher. And now that will bring a mound conversation. Are we going to have a pitching change? It appears we are. Jacob Stretch, his evening is finished. In position to get the win. For the left-hander, Brian Protesto, we're going to have a left-hander come in. We'll see if we can find out who that is. We'll be right back here with a pitching change. You're listening to the Delco League Playoffs on DelcoLeague.com. Left-hander Jack Liberio on the mound, trying to get the final out for Aston Valley. First pitch to Brian Protesto, a called strike on the outside corner. TK Saez, the pinch runner, out there at first base, represents the tying run, 1-0 Aston Valley. Here in game one of the quarterfinals, Protesto swings and misses. See, not happy with that swing. Looked more like a golf swing to me. So 0-2 the count. Liberio trying to finish this one off. The left-hander from the stretch. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and he got a piece of it, just barely. Stay alive as it hit the backstop. Thought he missed it. Was expecting to see him run down to first base. Instead, the count remains 0-2 strikes. Swung on and missed. That will do it for this one. Aston Valley the 1-0 victory in Game 1 of the quarterfinals of the 2021 Delco League playoffs for Chester in the 7th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. They leave 1. For the victorious Aston Valley Knights, 1 run on 4 hits, no errors. They leave 3. For Chester, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. They leave 6. They will rue that number for the next 22 and a half hours or so. Today's game played in a brisk 96 minutes, an hour 36. For this one is Aston Valley tops Chester 1-0. The winning pitcher, Jacob Stretch, came on in relief of Chris Murphy, who was putting guys on. He had a couple of walks, a hit batter or 2, a couple of hits. He actually conceded just the 1 hit. Stretch comes on, he gets the win. The loss, a hard luck loser, Justin Brooks. He was outstanding. He allowed the 1 run on 4 hits. And he struck out 4 on the night. Unfortunately for Brooks, it was a double and a single back-to-back with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th that did him in. And the save, the 4-pitch save, goes to Jack Liberio. So Aston Valley will take a 1-0 lead into tomorrow night's Game 2. If they win, it's on to the semifinals. If Chester wins, they will stay alive. And Game 3 will be right back here at Buggy Field on Thursday night. Our next broadcast tomorrow night, weather permitting as always, we will be at Church Road Field for Game 2 between Springfield and Narberth. Right now, Springfield in control at Narberth Playground, so the Colonials will be playing for the opportunity to sweep that series. Should Narberth make a comeback, they will be playing for the opportunity to sweep the series. It'll be an elimination game for someone tomorrow night, and we'll have it for you at DelcoLeague.com. Tune in just before 5:45 p.m. If you don't hear anything, you don't see anything, stick around because we try to go live as close to first pitch as possible. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Once again, Aston Valley 1, Chester 0. The Knights lead the best-of-3 series 1-0. We'll see you tomorrow night from Springfield. For Springfield and Narberth, you've been listening to the Delco League quarterfinals on DelcoLeague.com. Take care, everybody.